Hello there, everybody. Guess what? This is the Comedy Thief, and you're watching Funny Old Guys. Hey, Homeless Charlie, could you spare just one more arm? Anyway, this is a joke-a-thon, and we are jokesters, and we tell funny jokes, and you laugh, and that's a beautiful thing. So before we start, just introduce ourselves. I'm the Comedy Thief, and you are, sir?
Yeah, I am, sir. Actually, I prefer doctor. I'm Dr. Fat Packer. You know, he should know that by now. Welcome, everybody. You're going to have so much fun today.
Indeed, and below me we have Homeless Charlie. Say hello there, Charlie.
Hello there, Charlie.
Yeah, well, very good. And our program today is being brought to you by White Glue. And just to show you, folks, that we are all inclusive, on our next video, we're going to have black glue. Indeed. So that's how I'm getting into trouble. Dr. Fatpacker, you want to start with some jokes?
I suppose so. Sure. I have some, well, they're not really good jokes, but they're okay. So, you know, the word colonel, it's spelled Colonel. Where does the R sound come from? Colonel. I don't understand. And I find that my mind still thinks that I'm 25. My body thinks that my mind is an idiot. So
okay, number 3.
Oh, for you young parents out there, I'm going to tell you, it doesn't matter how good a parent you are, you will at least once carry a screaming demon child from a public place.
Indeed, especially the demon part.
Yeah.
Homeless Charlie, it's your turn.
Well, quite a while ago, when I had money, I was in Russia once listening to a stand-up comedian making fun of Putin. And I'll tell you what, the jokes weren't that good, but I liked the execution.
Oh.
Well, speaking of that, these two television antennas, they met, they dated, they fell madly in love, and they decided to get married.
Oh.
Ask me if it was a lovely marriage.
Oh, was it a lovely marriage?
Well, the wedding was okay, but the reception was excellent. Dr. Fatpacker.
Oh, my goodness. Well, there was this preacher, and he fell in the ocean, and he couldn't swim. And a boat came by, and a captain yelled over, "Do you need help, sir?" And the preacher said, "No, God will save me." Okay, a little while later, another boat came by, and a fisherman said, "Hey, do you need help?" And the preacher goes, "No, I have faith. God will save me."
Aha.
Eventually, the preacher drowned, and he went to heaven. And he asked God, "Why did you save me?" And God goes, "I sent you 2 boats."
God, what the hell is going on? Okay, Homeless Charlie.
Well, the other night I was thinking of having a threesome, but then I realized if I wanted to disappoint 2 people at once, I could have dinner with my parents.
I like that. Well, it's in the 1st grade in school, and the teacher is going around asking the children different questions, different quizzes, and she goes to Johnny, and she's afraid of what's going to happen, but she says, "All right, Johnny, there's 5 crows on a telephone line, and a farmer comes along and he shoots off 2 of them. How many crows are left?" And Johnny says, "Well, there's none, teacher." And she goes, "Well, no, Johnny, there's 3 left. There's 3 left. No, teacher. If the farmer shot 2 of them, the others will be scared and they'll fly away." She says, "Well, Johnny, that's not the right answer. But you know, Johnny, I really like the way you think." So Johnny says, "Well, teacher, I got a question for you too, a quiz." "Really?" "Yeah. There's 3 women sitting on a park bench eating ice cream cones. One is licking an ice cream cone. One is just sucking on an ice cream cone, and the third one is biting her ice cream cone. Which one of the 3, teacher, is married?" And she blushed and she stuttered and stammered and she goes, I guess the one licking the ice cream cone? And Johnny says, no, teacher, it's the girl or the woman who has a wedding ring on. But you know something, teacher? I just love the way you think. That's what Johnny said. He got thrown out of school. Anyway, it's your turn.
I can imagine. Val, I talk about this bar that I was in there. I was in the other day, and these three guys are sitting at this table, and two of them were talking about how much control they had over their wife.
Ooh.
While the third man, he just didn't say anything. After a while, the two guys turn to the third guy and they say, well, what about you? How much control do you have over your wife? Well, he goes, well, I'll tell you. The other day, she came up to me, got down on her hands and knees. And the first two guys were very impressed by this. And they said, what happened next? And he said, well, she said, come out from under that bed and fight like a man.
Oh! Homeless Charlie.
Here's a question for you. When you die, what part of the body dies last?
Oh, pray tell.
The pupils, they dilate.
Oh.
They dilate.
Oh.
Hey, clever. Who'd you steal that one from?
You should have given that one to Dr. Fatbacker for his bed. Well, this guy's on an airplane sitting next to this lovely lady, right? And all of a sudden he notices her go like this. Let me see if I'm doing this right. She sneezes right next to him, and then she goes, right? And he says, well, that's kind of strange. He says, bless
you. You adjusting your bra strap?
I am, right? So anyway,
you
shut up.
Trouble again?
Shut up. So 5 minutes later, she goes, achoo! And then she goes, right? And he thought, that is really weird. Well, she does it a third time. And he says, excuse me, ma'am. He says, but every time you sneeze, afterwards you shudder and shake. What's going on? She says, well, it's the strangest thing in the world. She says, every time I sneeze, I have what I guess I'm going to call a sexual explosion, right? And he goes, wow, that is so strange. She says, are you taking anything for it? And she said, yes, pepper. That's what she's taking for that condition. Dr. Fatbacker, it's yours. Get me out of it. Get me out of it.
I actually have heard that joke before, but it was very shorter.
Well, I didn't want to use the word orgasm.
Oh, okay. Well, good for you then. Nice father. Listen, for our younger viewers out there, if you think that you're smarter than the previous generation, listen to this. 50 years ago, the owner's manual of a car showed you how to adjust the valves. Today, it warns you not to drink the contents of the battery.
Yes, times have changed. People are not quite as smart as they used to be. Almost, Charlie, it's your turn.
Well, there's a quiz. Arnold Schwarzenegger has a big one. Michael J. Fox has a small one. Madonna doesn't have one. The Pope has one, but doesn't use it.
Uh-oh.
What is it?
I'm afraid.
I know.
A last name.
Yeah.
Last name.
Shame on you for thinking it was something else.
Oh.
Yeah.
You had us all worried there, Homeless Charlie. Well, here's on a previous video I said that I wasn't prepared, and I'm not prepared, so I'm pulling a Christmas joke out for you. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Hey, what the hell? It's a funny one, but it just isn't. It's May. It's May. So anyway, 3 guys died in an auto. I'm going to make this fast as I can, Dr. Fatbacker. They died in an auto accident. They go up to heaven to St. Peter, and they want to go into heaven. And St. Peter says, maybe, maybe not. He says, it's very crowded, and people seem to have forgotten the true meaning of Christmas. So before you can come in, you have to show me something that's in your pocket and tell me why it has anything to do with the meaning of Christmas. I'll never get.
You better slow down.
So the first guy pulls out a pair of car keys and hands them. And St. Peter says, What do car keys have to do with Christmas? And he shakes the keys and says, St. Peter, Christmas bells. So he said, oh, you can go in. The second guy says, worried. He pulls out the only thing he has, which is one of these little tiny pocket flashlights, little tiny one. And St. Peter says, what's that got to do with Christmas? And he flips the light on and says, Christmas candle, St. Peter? And St. Peter, oh, that's great. Now, the third guy knows he's going straight to hell. He pulls out the only thing he has in his pocket, a pair of women's panties. St. Peter says, and what do those have to do with Christmas? And he goes, St. Peter, they're carols. That's what they are. Anyway, we're done.
Oh,
but we're not done. We have a point of conversation before we leave, you guys. What is that?
Oh, I have it. So listen, you're given the opportunity to be a professional wrestler in the WWE. Okay? Now, what would your name and identity be? Homeless Charlie, what would they call you?
Well, that's easy. Being of Scandinavian descent, I would be Eric the Red, the Viking.
Oh, nice. I like that.
Well, folks,
Yeah,
that's because he's from, originally his family's from Norway, right?
Correct.
Is it Norway or Denmark?
Norway.
Norway. And on a
Norway.
future video, folks, we're going to tell you what a kringle is. That's what we're going to do.
That's Danish.
Comedy Thief.
Yes.
Let's move on. Comedy Thief. What would you do?
Well,
If you're a professional wrestler, what would you be called?
all right. For you people in the 65 and 70 years range, you'll remember a professional wrestler named Gorgeous George, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm going to steal part of his name, and I'm going to be called in the future. I'll be a terror. I'm going to be called Gorgeous Thief, right? I'll be so gorgeous. When I go into the ring, I'll be wearing lingerie. That's what I'll be wearing. How about
That'll certainly scare the hell out of your opponents, I'll tell you. Listen, I think that I would stick with Stormin' Norman, and I would come in with wind and rain and thunder and lightning. Never mind.
What was that last part? Was that the lightning?
Yeah, that was a lightning. That was a thunder.
Well, anyway, folks, we're out of here. We're gone. It's been really great. We're so glad that you were. Oh, wait a minute. I almost forgot. We invite, don't we, Dr. Fatpacker, a special celebrity to be on our very next video. Who is it this week?
Yeah, but I saw this movie the other day, and they had this woman that was doing all sorts of diving in the water, and she was Esther Williams. She was known as America's Mermaid.
Perfect. Esther Williams, you're going to be on the very next video. So check in at funnyoldguys@gmail.com, Esther.
I
and
think
you're going to be on
drowned.
Huh?
I think she drowned.
What?
I think she drowned.
Oh, I may have missed that point.
You mean almost Charlie? She's dead?
Yeah.
Well, then we can't invite her. Who do we name Esther?
I was looking forward to that.
Who do we name? You don't know anybody named Esther? How about Williams?
Tennessee Williams.
How about Serena Williams?
Ooh, that
She's
would
alive.
be a good one. Serena Williams, yeah.
Okay, Serena Williams, you're going to be on our very next video. Check in at funnyoldguys@gmail.com. And I'm going to call her Esther. Serena, if you don't check in 24 hours, baby, you're going in the trash bin. So, this is the Comedy Thief saying goodbye and farewell. Pass along to Dr. Fatpacker for his goodbye and his farewell.
Darn, I hate the trash bin. Well, anyways, hey, thank you very much for watching. Auf Wiedersehen, everybody. Oh, before you go, please make sure you go down to the bottom and subscribe. Please, that would be very helpful to us. And if you have friends that you would like to listen to our things because they need the laugh, you send an email to us at funnyoldguys@gmail.com, and we will send you one of these fancy dancy funny old guys business cards, and it has our Facebook page there, and you can find us very easily at that point.
Yeah. And there you go. And Homeless Charlie, say goodbye to the Bears and the Lions and the Giants.
Farewell to the Bears and the Lions and the Giants.
I have no idea what way we're going. Everybody wave goodbye. Everybody wave goodbye. Keep waving, folks. We'll see you down the road.